cost per
30 days
kilometer.
you have not started permanent work.
Cost
now
per
deemed
kilometer.
that contract.
Minister,
and
cost
this is what
per
we are doing to checkmate
kilometer.
with.
Cost per kilometer. Just give me the number. Cost per kilometer in this first 30 kilometers. Quickly, Minister. Cost per kilometer. Minister Umahi, so what you have just come, and good to see you again, what you have just come to tell us here, that you are doing a project,
Rufai.
Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. What you have just come to tell us here is that you are doing a project worth trillions without transparency and an open bidding process that gives everybody the chance. Can you show me if there was
somebody tell
hang on a minute, let me finish now. Let me finish. I gave you the chance.
Rufai, hold on.
Can you show me?
You don't darken counsel without knowledge.
No, wait a minute.
I'm putting you right so that you can ask.
Let me finish.
No, get information right.
You won't allow me finish. Let me land at least and you respond.
You are finishing on wrong.
Wait now, Minister. You want to take this interview from me? Let me ask the question and you correct it.
Rufai, you are dark.
Let me ask the question and you correct it. Please, let me speak, Minister. We are very good friends. So, you know, you gave me honorable mention at the Millennium Bridge. You are my man. Bless you. So, what you are saying is that no independent free bidding process for everybody. You just went along with high tech because they did some work in Lagos before. And the argument you are making, with due respect, Minister, that they brought equipment to help in the, independent bridge scenario and all of that. That's no big deal. They are benefiting from the government in other ways through the coastal road. So it's not an argument. So you are saying that there was no open tender, at least give others a chance to bid. Secondly, Minister, I want to bring forward the case of Windsor. You will react, Minister. You will react. Let me have my time. You will react to it.
Rufai, hold on.
Minister, I'm not finished asking my question now.
Your own.
You have not finished now. You will react to
one. Let me correct this one.
You will react to it. Give me the chance. You see, we are wasting time. Winsome Homes, she said she got some money from the diaspora. And there's been a back and forth I've been seeing in the news. I don't know what your take is on that Winsome Home project, the real estate developer. Thirdly, Minister, give me empirical facts of how much you have spent for this first 30 kilometers that is about to be commissioned. How much you have spent in also the street light deployment and other things that you've deployed in this first 30 kilometers. So let us know a price range variation. If you can also give me kilometer by kilometer spending and some other empirical breakdown so we can see it. If you can't finish it here, you can send the documents to us so that we can just also assess the spending. Thank you, Minister.
Rufai, first and foremost is that you have to recall that you carried your calculator and I was in the studio and I was giving you the figures. I didn't carry calculator like you, and your calculator could not properly calculate what I was saying. It was, Dr. Abati that came between us. He said, okay, leave the calculation. So I ran the figures. Rufai, the first 47 by 47 kilometer of the Section 1 Coastal Highway was awarded at 1.068 trillion. And we have 30% component of the federal government counterpart funding and 70% loan component. As of today, we have not secured one kobo loan on the project. But High Tech had invested their money and that job is about 80% done. The solar light is not an isolated contract. It's part of the project, the road architecture. You have the cable ducting, you have the drainage, you have the tree planting, and of course you have the train track, which we have made provision, for future train construction. It's not part of my mandate, but we have to make that provision, for future. And then when you said we didn't give others the opportunity, and that's what I'm trying to correct you, that we have three kinds of procurement process. The first one is, restrictive for specialized jobs. And when we use that specialized procurement process for sections 1 and 2, for section 3A and 3B, Sokoto Badagry, the Trans-Sahara route, it became selective tendering. Other contractors were invited in each of the other processes, and of course they bid it. And high-tech won because of their technical competence, the equipment they parade, the number of expertise they have, and the local content components of their engagement, because they have a lot of engineers engaged. They have a lot of engineers being trained. They have a lot of services, being given, and even small contracts are being given to our engineers so that they can also learn and benefit from that. And so when you talk about how much have we spent on Section 1, we've paid 30% of the cost I told you. And when you come to Section 2, it's 1.33 trillion, and we have only committed 30% of the cost of that project. And the 70% is the loan component, and that loan component has not come. And that's why the development partners came, the Dutch Bank and the Development Bank of Southern Africa. They came and they were very much interested. Today, a lot of other African Development Bank, Islamic Bank, they are coming, knocking for us to interact with them. They are interested, seeing what we have done. And by December, I believe strongly that we would have completed Section 1. Section 1 is supposed to be for 36 months. But this 30 kilometer we've completed is being done within 1 year, 12 months. And I'm very, very, very happy with what high-tech is doing. High-tech is not just, a contracting firm. They are development partners of this country. And you see, people always look at one side of an issue. You are not looking at competence. You are not looking at ability to deliver the work. You are not looking at the equipment, availability of equipment. You are not looking at the risk being taken, by contractors doing this job. I know of other contractors in this country, not all of them, but many of them, when we award job to them, they will never put a shovel on ground until they are paid mobilization. And that's why I changed the narrative, and in the contract I say, listen, if we give you a job, because at the bidding process, you will tell us about your financial capacity. If we give you a job and then within 30 days you have not started permanent work, it now deemed that contract is terminated. And when we give you mobilization, we are not giving you another money until you exhaust that mobilization and end a milestone, over and above the mobilization.
Minister,
and this is what we are doing to checkmate people that are portfolio contractors. And that is working. And that is what the president directed we should do. And that is what we are doing.
Cost per kilometer. Just give me the number. Cost per kilometer in these first 30 kilometers. Quickly, Minister. Cost per kilometer.
Well, Senator Umahi, I will go ahead with my question. Cost per kilometer, that can be communicated elsewhere, outside morning show. Let's focus on the issues. I ask you, during the May 21 APC National Summit,
it's like I lost
at the Villa.
I lost the studio.
Can you hear me,
yes,
sir?
I was asking for the cost per kilometer, which is a very important question, Senator. Very important question. Cost per kilometer. That's accountability of the people. If you can give us the cost per kilometer
we'll
question.
We'll take a short break if Senator Engineer Dave Umahi is not hearing us, and then we'll sort out the audio connection, and we'll come back immediately. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Our guest is still Senator Engineer Dave Umahi, Nigeria's Minister of Works. Senator Umahi, can you hear us from the studio now?
Yeah, sure, Abati. Sure.
Okay. Rufai was asking you, what is the cost per kilometer of these roads? And he insists that you should answer that question. So, because it has to do with accountability. So you can deal with that. But let me add to it. Number one, on May 21, during the APC National Summit at the Villa, you said you would like the Ministry of Finance to give you more money so that more projects can be commissioned by December. Do you by any chance have a problem with the Ministry of Finance is funding a problem? We would like to know. And then finally, when you were governor in Ebonyi State, you had Ebonyi Airport. That Ebonyi Airport has not functioned though since you left. What is going on? Why is the new governor abandoning it? Why has there been no follow-through?
That's not correct, but the new governor is doing very well. His Excellency Governor Wivuru, and of course I say congratulations to him for 2 years impressive governance in Ebonyi State. When he came on board, the airport was functioning until I left office, but the aircraft, the pilots, people that were complaining that the concrete pavement, which is what we use on the runway, and of course tarmac, that it was bumpy. And the governor has been with me for 16 years, and he was the speaker for 8 years. So he was part and parcel of the construction of that airport. So he decided to overlay the airport with the runway with asphalt, which he has completed. And it's a beautiful place. Yeah, the First Lady went there to commission it. And so if you want to go to Ebonyi now, or the nearing the neighbor states, the governor has reduced the flight cost to 100,000. And so it's starting today, 30th of May. And so the airport is going to be very functional, and is properly and well maintained by the governor. The cost of the project, the cost of the project cannot be said
per
to
kilometer.
Be, look,
per
this
kilometer.
is one single cost per kilometer. Yes, but you were the one that stopped me when I was doing off-head calculation of that, and I arrived, and from the empirical factors, using the basic material cost in the market, to arrive at 4 billion per kilometer on the first section of the coastal highway. The second section has a lot of bridges and flyover. For example, at the Dangote refinery, we are passing in front of his refinery, and the engineering factor there is that you must have free flow of trucks in and out without any hindrance. And so that place we now made the carriageway, the span, to be 64 meters, as against 15 meters of spans of bridges and flyovers. So that one, you cannot easily say, look, this is the cost. So it's going to be the cost of the bridges and flyovers plus the cost of the construction. And so when you get to, for example, we should have finished the first 47.47 kilometer up to Leko. And when you see the clip of tomorrow, we are going to release the clip of tomorrow, tagged the making of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. You will see impossibilities being turned to possibilities. You will see the terrain. And then I would like Rufai to tell me any other section of this country that has such a terrain. Now we want to procure the project that is running from Ogun, down to Ondo. And we discovered that 40 kilometers at the Ondo axis has pit that is going up to 20 meters deep. And then we had to stop. So we invite experts, and then we are doing a lot of trials on what depth can the pit, sustain the load. So it's a lot to do with what the terrain is, and what method statement are you going to deploy to, tackle the terrain. There was a section, and of course the section is still there, where I think it's about 5 kilometers of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal, which is section 1. You have pit that runs up to 21 meters. When we deploy the clips tomorrow, you will be able to appreciate what we are doing on the coastal highway. And people will stop, of course it's their right to ask what is the cost. But the cost is not a single digit, cost. The cost depends on the terrain. And then, of course, the facilities that are accompany, the terrain and the route. And let me also correct the impression.
About Ministry of Finance.
I've been trying to. The Ministry of Finance, no, it is, I won't call it, it's action for more to be done. The Ministry of Finance has done very well, working, by the instruction of Mr. President to place, work sector as a priority after defense and agriculture, education, and health, So I'm very proud of what he's doing. He has done very, very well in helping Ministry of Works, in helping the nation
you want more money.
Strengthen our road infrastructure.
You want more money. You want more money.
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 Abati, look at Abati, if you give me more money, I do more work. But you know, the work sector is not the only thing that Mr. President is doing. So it's the duty of ministers, to lobby to get more resources to do more for Nigerians.
All right, on that note, Honorable Minister Dave Umahi, thank you so much for your time today and for the clarity you've brought to your projects at midterm.